Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Firstly, I want to say Selamat Hari Raya, Malaysians and everyone else watching around the world. I am Tasim Luqman and I'm your host for Top News today. And now with me here is the Kapar MP, Dr Halimah Ali. I'm sure you guys know her. You guys know her?
Okay.
You're a familiar face.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
So, this is Raya. What's your plan this month for Raya?
Well, my children are all over the place, so usually during Raya they'll be coming back.
Okay.
Before it was my turn to go to the kampung. Now it's me in the kampung.
You are the kampung now.
Yeah.
You're the home.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're not here to talk about Raya, obviously. We're going to talk about politics and the country and Malaysia and what's happening all around us. So, we're going to start with something so close to Sinar Daily's heart, women. So, Dr. Halimah, you are a female PAS MP. Okay. There may be some stereotypes there, but let's talk about it. How do you perceive your role as a woman in politics, and what are the initiatives or initiatives or what you advocate to encourage more women to participate in the political leadership?
Okay, thank you. That's name. Well, as you said, personally, I don't really identify myself as a woman parliamentarian, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because in past it's quite open.
Okay.
I was nominated as the candidate for PAS in 2004, and after that, all the general elections, I was the PAS candidate, including during the by-election of Seri Setia in 2018. So PAS nominated me for that by-election.
Yeah.
So as far as PAS is concerned, it's it's nothing new. It's not strange.
Okay.
And even now, in the Parliament itself, 5 out of 43 parliamentarians from PAS are women.
Okay.
So that's
Five
out of 43. Yeah.
Sikit, but it's
Well, that's much more. That was before it was only one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's quite
Yeah,
a lot.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And if you see, 2 are from Kelantan.
Okay.
One is from Pahang.
Okay.
One is from Penang, and I'm from Selangor.
Yeah.
So there is a
Notice like
different
Kelantan
kind.
ada 2.
Kelantan, yes, 2.
More than
they-
Selangor.
Of course, because they are the winning state,
the winning state.
So Selangor is a little bit risky, and I'm the little veteran from Selangor. So as far as women in politics are concerned, most of the daily issues, things including the bread butter issues, the health, even the environmental issues, family issues, and all that, that is very close to women.
Okay.
So, and I think it's the importance of women understanding politics, be involved actively in politics or proactively in politics is, I think there should be a curriculum about politics in school.
Okay.
So you're more exposed, you are early exposed, and you understand the importance of good governance and how do you look after the public money. I'm a member of the PAC, Public Accounts Committee in Parliament right now. So we're always asking, where did the money go?
Yeah.
Where is the public money went to? Why is it so expensive? We were asking all kinds of questions to the ministries.
Okay.
So that people get to understand that they can't use the money as they wish.
Yes.
They've got to be very cautious because it's public money, it's people's money.
Yes.
Taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So women got to be exposed in this kind of things.
Do you think women are more precise, or they identify more nitty-gritty details?
Calculative.
Yes. Yes. As
More
opposed to men,
calculative.
like I don't know, maybe men look at the overall picture.
The bigger picture and all that. Yeah.
Women tengok the small details,
Yes,
right?
yes,
so
exactly.
do you think that helps you in the whole process?
And because you see, sometimes we only talk about, we become reactive. Most public becomes reactive when there are things turning not so right. You don't have enough money, and there's so many poor people, and you can help them.
Yes.
So, but when you look at the other way, there are money spent on something which is lavish, which should not be spent on ceremonial events and things like that. And of course, as far as good governance is concerned, that is a big issue.
Yes.
And that is one of the interest that I'm putting myself there.
Okay.
And I think women can do a good job in that.
Okay. What would be? Could share with us an example of an issue that you're talking about?
As I say, within this only 1 year plus, not even 1.5 years yet, as a committee for this Public Accounts Committee. And when we see the reports from the Auditors General's reports, there's so many things like, LCS.
Yes,
this,
LCS.
Littoral Combat Ship. There was supposed to be 6, and it's already supposed to be completed.
Yes.
And none are completed yet.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, instead of just a 9 billion, they're asking for another extra 2. And on top of that, it's not enough for 6. Yeah. They have to compromise for only 5.
Yeah.
So that hurts, Yeah. That's a lot of money.
It's quite insane because we're talking about like 9 plus 2 billion, right?
Yes.
And 1MDB was basically promoted as 2.6 billion.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. You see? So if you look at the bigger picture, a lot of attention is paid on 1MDB.
Yes.
What about the thing that's supposed to protect your land?
Yes.
Around your borders, because Malaysia is mainly
maritime waters.
Yeah, more than 90% maybe of our land is surrounded by water.
Yes.
And the LCS is supposed to be helping in that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but we encountered that, and we made sure that, definitive actions are taken by the people concerned, so that there's not enough money. It's not going to be completed. At the end of the day, your security is compromised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has there been discussions about the security and the border and the...
Yes.
I mean, South China Sea is a hot topic, definitely.
Exactly.
And are we just, sitting around?
That's what we are. We're trying to do in the PAC.
Okay.
And also we are bringing it up because the Public Accounts Committee report is being placed on every MP's desk.
Yes.
Okay, the table. So they are exposed to that, and it's of course open for debate. For debate. And at the end of the day, the Ministry of Defense, of course, has got to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are highlighting all these these problems. This is just one issue. This LCS. There are other things, which is causing us quite a bit of a headache. I think a bit of headache is a more soft kind of description.
Yeah, description.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing, you see. When you talk about good governance, you talk about integrity, you talk about being doing the right due diligence before you embark on big projects, expensive projects, using the taxpayers' money.
Yeah. How do you navigate the intersectionality of gender and religion in advocating the rights of and interests of women in Malaysia? Because, typically Islam, we know what Islam and women, where's the stand of women in Islam. Tapi when it comes to human beings, it's unavoidable for some to have this mentality where women sit in the kitchen. Okay.
Depends on where you are.
Yes, maybe.
Well,
so what do you think?
Yeah, that's a big jargon word, intersectionality.
Yes.
Right? Okay, maybe we're talking about all the negative things, but as far as I'm concerned, I've been quite, free in past.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be
I
talking
think everybody wants to know your experience as a woman in PAS.
Okay. Okay, the last year we had this party election. Okay, out of the 18 elected Central Committee members of PAS, out of the 18, 4 are women. Okay, that's 22.2%.
Okay.
And that's across the board, that's from the grassroots.
Okay.
And I'm the kind of person who don't go for lobbying. That's what PAS is all about. You see? We don't go for trauma here and going here, belanja makan. I don't do that.
Okay.
And I was the top 5 of those 18 elected committee members, and 4 are women. And most people say that PAS is a Lebai or very ustazah, religious people. No, the 4 are the 2 are medical doctors, 1 is a dentist, and Dato Siti Zaila is a science graduate.
Okay.
None of them are ustazah.
Okay.
There's a man, women.
Okay.
Of course, the Ketua Muslimat is the one ustazah lah. But she is not elected within that 18 one.
Okay.
Okay, that's different. And we were competing with. I was saying I was in the top 5. I was number 5.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, congratulations.
Okay, thank you. But we were competing with 2 Menteri Besars.
Oh, yes.
We were competing with big ones,
Yes.
big fellows,
Yeah.
But that's the mentality of the past grassroots leaders. You see, all across the country, we were there and they were casting their votes. So if gender was an issue, I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
We would be out.
Yeah.
Okay? And when you said about navigating, as far as PAS is concerned, I think it's meritocracy.
Okay.
Because that's why I was the candidate for all the gender elections since 2004. Not because we are lobbying for it. Even Dewan Muslimat didn't sort of fight for me to be a candidate.
Okay.
It's according to meritocracy, and it got heavily scrutinized by all the levels. And the last one is the Majlis Shura.
Okay.
And I'm appointed as the chair of the most challenging bureau.
Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree.
And you see, and that is the weakest link in PAS.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
I'm the chair of the National
Unity
Bureau.
National Unity Bureau.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if PAS doesn't think highly of women, they won't be putting me there.
Yeah.
Betul?
Or is it because it's not a priority?
Yeah.
Is it not a priority for PAS?
No, because it's
That's why
very
dia letak tak apalah kasi women je yang pegang tu.
No. Before this, before me, it was Dr. Najiha, which is who is also a medical doctor. She's Adun in Perak.
Okay.
And before that was Dr. Mujahid.
Oh, yeah.
And when Dr. Mujahid was the chair, I was the deputy chair.
Okay.
So it was very important. And we actually give birth to this Dewan Himpunan Penokong PAS.
Okay.
So that's a big breakthrough in PAS.
Yes.
Okay, so it's very challenging.
Okay. That's interesting. Since we're already on your bureau, let's talk about your bureau. Okay, tapi first off, I just want to put this out that you are the Kapar MP, and Kapar has about 320,000 constituents. And they're
one third are non-Malays, non-Muslims.
Non-Malay, non-Muslims.
Yeah.
Okay, so you already have that test pilot project lah in your own kawasan.
Yes,
kan?
exactly. And most people didn't expect me to win.
Really?
Didn't win big last GE 15 because I won a majority 11,000 plus, and I got 62,000 plus votes.
Okay.
And only 10,000 are PAS members. So 52,000 are non-PAS members. Of course, including non-Malays, non-Muslims. Yeah. So that's the environment I'm in.
That's cool. That's cool. So when you talk about because you've said this before, you have expressed your wanting for non-Muslims to consider PAS as their number one pick for 2030. 2030 dah dekat. It's already 2024. We're like, I don't know, 6 years away. Like, what's the strategy there? And is macam test market dia dekat kawasan Kapar, or how is it?
Well, yes. That is our vision.
Okay.
I envision that by 2030, PAS is going to be the first choice.
Okay.
Or at least the top choice.
Top choice.
Of the non-Muslims.
Okay.
And I will share with you what was personally shared by Dr. Gurunik Aziz.
Okay.
One-to-one with him in his home when he was sick. He was already having a pacemaker. He was weak. He was having cancer process and all that. Okay, this is what he said, and I was already in charge of this non-Malays, non-Muslims affairs. Okay. So what he was saying, I just quote about the Chinese. This is what he said. Orang Cina, the Chinese, do not accept past because they're scared of past. They do not understand past. They're not familiar with past. They are scared that they're going to be deprived of their language, culture, and maybe religion and all that. So, but they are hardworking. They read a lot, and they are, they're very rational. That's what Dr. Guru Nikazi said. So when I keep recalling this vividly, So I said, you're talking about strategy. Of course, no strategists will share their strategies to you.
Okay. It's an overall vision.
Okay. So if that is the issue is non-Muslims are scared about past, even though they do not deny that past is bersih.
Okay.
It's a very clean politics governing Kelantan 34 years, integrity-wise. MSCC has no issues there.
Okay.
So that is accepted even by the non-Malays, non-Muslims. And PAS cares for the non-Malays, non-Muslims. You see, the biggest Buddha in Southeast Asia is in Kelantan.
Yes.
The reclining Buddha, the sitting Buddha, the standing Buddha, it's all in Kelantan. If PAS were very extreme, and PAS was really not considering the non-Malays, non-Muslims, of course that's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And what do the people in Kelantan do? They play mahjong, they boleh minum arak, they consume alcohol,
Yeah.
They sell pork. Of course, they eat pork and all that. They are going through a normal life like the KL guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's. But the thing is that over the last year, I've been having small discussion, close discussions with the NGOs, with the local leaders, or the non-Malays and non-Muslims, different religion, different races, and all that. And what I found out is they don't even know that, the people, the non-Malays, non-Muslims in Kelantan are living and eating and drinking and even marriage ceremony just like they are in this Klang Valley.
Okay.
And they are enjoying their businesses and all that. Even, what was the name of the minister, lady minister? Ang Yen Yen.
Yes.
Yeah, was given the beasiswa by PAS Kelantan.
Oh, okay.
Which was not in JP or Mara, whatever. But the PAS Kelantan gave this Chinese
state government
student, state government, gave her the scholarship.
Okay.
And she admitted that.
Okay.
So that's the kind of thing that's not going through,
the
public,
message
the general
is not,
public. Yes.
The message is not going through.
Yeah.
So how do you get it through?
So we have to we have to admit that that was one of the weakest points, making people do not accept past and do not understand. Actually, lots of misperception about past, and the spin doctors, jobs of spinning all kinds of small issues into big, making a mountain out of a molehill. So that's one of the areas that we're going to really focus in.
Okay. Tapi kan macam misperception about past tu, it's kind of interesting because I think we're living in a world of cyber troopers.
Yeah.
Where sebenarnya we live in reality in the world, and we know what we're talking about, we know what we're living in. But when you go online, it's a totally different environment. It's totally different universe. You don't know which hujung pangkal yang mana yang betul, it's a it's called a post-truth world. So information comes out first, and then somebody has to clarify, somebody has to correct it. So macam how do you do that? Because you're saying that you're trying to the issue with past is misperception.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to re-percept?
Lack of marketing.
Like a marketing.
Because past people, they do lots of things, they do a lot of service to the people, the constituents and all that, including the YBs, even though if they don't have money like us, we don't have this peruntukan, the ahli parliament, they don't have the peruntukan, but we do go in on the ground, go to people's houses, look after the poor people, give them wheelchairs, whatever, just like the other MPs, the government MPs,
Okay.
But we have identified that we don't really put that on the news, or we don't really market that. Tawaduk, tawaduk tak kena tempat.
Macam show off macam tu lah.
So we are not that good of saying to the world that, hey, we did this, we went to do this, we going to this sacrifice and all that. That's one of the things that we have identified. So we are looking into ways, especially the youngsters, because the youngsters are going to the Perikatan National and helping us and all that.
Since we're talking about youngsters,
yes.
Can we just touch on... Okay, so one of the major issues that has been viraling is, for the past few weeks, is issue pasti. But I don't want to touch on the pasti punya school or teachers or whatever. I just want to ask you, there's this idea or this, I guess, perception that the pasti children who started dulu-dulu lah, the original pasti children are now big, and they are the TikTok generation, they are the voters, the young voters. And what's your thought on that? Macam, budak-budak pasti ni they've grown up, and they voted for the elections, and they voted for PAS. It's something like you reap what you sow, but for the benefit of PAS lah kan.
That's one angle.
Okay.
I mean, pasti issues is very simple actually. It's not a school.
Okay.
It's not a kindergarten like
typical
kindergarten and all that. It's one of the activities of PAS.
Okay.
And it's done by volunteers, not by the teachers per se.
Okay.
Like Kemas, you are being paid by the government, okay, and all the others are being paid as a kindergarten. Pasti is not. It's an activist.
Okay.
And as you said, that one of their pasti student, ex-pasti student, is now a member of parliament. One of the misperception about PAS is PAS is putting a big emphasis. That's one of the product.
Education.
One of the product is education.
Yes.
So from pasti, you got the streety, your smithy, and all that. You see, and even till the end lah. Education, and it's not just a short-term success, but we want a long-term success and a very mature, very rational, not emotional. That is what PAS is all about. So our education is to make sure the kemenjadian manusia or the product of education at the end of the day is not because by having your degree or even on to PhD and all that, you lose hope in life. and you give up, and some people get into drugs, some people have depression, some people commit suicide.
Yes.
You know, and we are not looking at the kind of education.
Okay.
But education is a very, very important pillar in PAS.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why in PASTI, you have to pay because, you have to pay the electricity, you have to pay the water, you have to pay premises and all that, And you do have, the volunteers do have to makan.
Yeah.
So, but the fees are very minimal.
Yeah.
Because it's non-profit making.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was your original
The question is
yeah.
the products of PASTI are now voters.
Yeah.
Was it a good investment for you from your point of view?
Yeah, but that was not the main objective of PASTI.
Okay. Itu apa kita we want that's what we want to understand. Like some certain quarters are saying that PASTI ni is causing them to lose out on voters.
No. I'll tell you what. This the late Adun Slaklak. I mean, I was contesting with her in 2008, and she has died of breast cancer. She sent her children, this Adun Amno, sent her children to PASTI.
Okay.
So if PASTI is indoctrinating politics or PAS in PASTI, no Amno leaders will be sending their children to PASTI, including non-Malays. They send them to PASTI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a total misconception.
Okay. But the voting wise,
the youngsters. Okay, let me tell you about Kapar.
Okay.
Because that's very relevant.
Okay.
UMNO put the Ketua Pemuda Bahagian UMNO Kapar
Okay.
contesting against me.
Okay.
Okay, there were 7 candidates, including me. Okay, all big ones in Kapar. And for your information, this Pemuda UMNO won in the first and second. Well, the elderlies lah, the elderlies, and I won most of the young voters.
Okay.
Most localities, I won them.
Okay.
Even though he was young. The reason why I'm not put a Ketua Pemuda
In hopes of getting a young
to get a young people. So the youngsters are not looking at the age now.
Betul. They are looking at the person and they are looking at the party,
the service,
the
your
service.
track record.
Yeah.
What is it that? How can you help them?
Yeah.
Whether it's worth their vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the party has to be worthwhile for the people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And from day one in Parliament, we got lots of issues. The flash floods.
Yes.
Even during the campaign time, we were having flash floods in Meru, in Selaklang and all that. And that's one of the things that I brought up. There's those issues in my constituency. I brought up it constantly in Parliament. About the environmental issues, because thousands of factories in Kapar.
Okay, yes.
And I'm hearing that maybe only 10% are legal.
How
and
are you
we got illegal dumping sites there.
Yes.
And that's affecting all the people,
Yeah.
whether it's Malay or Chinese or Indians.
Yeah, how are you addressing the environmental issues in Kapar actually? Because it's
Okay.
quite bad. It's really bad, right?
Yeah, it's very notorious.
Yeah, the waste,
It's
chemical
not just one
waste.
place. The notorious one is the Batu 14, Jalan Kapar.
Yeah.
And there are 5 villages around there. And there's about 20 feet height of garbage, all kinds of garbage there, and that must be there for years,
Yeah.
And when I went down there with all the agencies, including the land office, the local council, even the police,
Yeah.
and the bomber, the fire department was putting off the fire there. They put in the rubbish there, and then they got some pieces of earth and all that. So they level it, and then some more rubbish is going to be the whether it's plastic or rubbers or whatever, wood, everything is there. at the end of the day, it's so high, it's like a hill. And it's near the TNB National Grid. So it's already being closed. And I've been asking the ministry, and including the local council and the land office.
Aren't they doing anything like?
So we were told that maybe there's some gangsters, get all these lorries to get in, but there is already a tip there. It's supposed to be not be able to get in that piece of land, which is about more than 500 meters inside.
What's the economic, financial feasibility of having Perikatan National in power? Like, we especially want to know who's going to be on the forefront and who's going to be in the cabinet. But what's the economy and finance of things when it comes to Perikatan National?
Okay, before G15, Perikatan National was already in power.
In power, yeah.
Okay, for 30 months.
Yeah.
And that was during one of the worst period in our land, which was COVID-15.
The world.
Oh, yeah, the world. Okay. COVID-19. Okay, yeah. And we did very well, actually.
Okay.
Globally, we did very well, even though we have to, not me, the Perikatan National has got to close some business, schools and all that. But that was to save the lives of the Malaysians.
Yeah.
And they did quite well as far as that is concerned. And you see, economic feasibility. You see, when you're in power, you should be getting the experts. You see, when you drive a car, you don't need to know everything about the car, all the mechanics of the car and all that. When it breaks down, you send to the mechanic. The same thing with running the country. But the main thing is, the main ingredient is, first, you must be well principled. You cannot be populist. You cannot just bend to the capitalist group, you bend into the industries, pressure and all that. Okay? You have to focus on the basic principles, universal values.
Okay.
Then, all the technical know-how, you have to get the real experts, and you have to be inclusive. Bring everyone in.
Yeah.
No matter, even if they are not in the same ideological party as you.
Okay.
They are the experts. Then they should be in.
Okay.
Nation building is not just by one party. It's got to be everybody.
So inclusivity.
Yes.
Expertise.
Integrity. Yeah.
Those are the key 3 words for Perikatan National pass.
Yes, that's what we say best. Bersih.
Bersih.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, bersih juga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is, of course, it is feasible. You just have to have political power, political willpower.
Political willpower.
Yes. And I think they are humble enough to rope in, as many as experts as they can, even if they're on the other ground,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about now, like with the current government? Economic issues are continuously happening, not just in Malaysia. It's around the world. Japan recession, UK, I think UK pun dah recession. What do you think about Malaysia's move for the economic policies? Contohnya targeted subsidies and items like that.
It's good to have good formulas.
Okay.
It's good to be having reference to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to look at what Malaysia's condition is all about, the Malaysian people, the Malaysian culture, and the real condition of the people suffering.
Okay.
We are going underground. I book a puasa with the people, so listening to them themselves. We're not just hearing reports from other people.
Yeah.
You see, what is it that they are troubled by with,
Yeah.
You see, even though you're giving subsidies, you see, just be logical about it. You're going to give subsidies. Is it easy to get all those subsidies? The poor people, this is my personal experience, okay? And I tell my people from my service center, you see, the poor people who comes to our service center, yes, we have to help them.
Yes.
But the real poor are those in their houses and they can't find our service centers. You know?
Yeah.
And because I go to the kitchen of the people, even during the COVID-19, because I'm a medical doctor, so I was with this NGO, humanitarian NGO, Yasan Amal. So we went to see the people, those who were being sent to the hospital, and the whole family got being quarantined. They can't go out and get food, you know. So we went to see them, how they were suffering. We understand what poverty is about.
Yeah.
It's not just theory. So what the Malaysian government is doing is subsidies. Okay, we understand they don't want to give the Banglala, the outsiders and all that. Okay, but the thing is that might not be the best thing. The taxes are being increased. So your SST coming from 6% shooting to 8%. That affects quite a lot of things. Maybe the food, you don't have, is not included in that. But the thing is that the food doesn't get to the table without having all this logistic, this transport and all that, you know. It's a complex thing.
Yeah.
So the government has got to listen to us, and especially we from the opposition. We're not just talking just for the sake of talking, you know.
Yeah.
We are bringing the voices of the people, and it's more genuine than maybe their supporters, the government supporters.
Okay.
Yeah. So the way how we're going to tackle this economy thing, if the government is really willing to understand the real problem, the roots of the problem, and not just harping on certain issues and maintaining what they said before as if that's the solution for everything, size fits all kind of solution. Yeah, it's not as simple as that. It's got to be realistic, got to be practical, go to the ground.
Okay, so they need to go to the ground lah, basically, and look at the real people.
Even the small businesses are suffering.
Yeah.
You go to Bazaar Ramadan.
Yeah.
They're also suffering.
Yes, so true. So true. Okay, so by-election, do you think it's a litmus test for Perikatan National and PAS? Because the state elections, you guys did pretty well. Like
got 22.
Yeah, exactly.
They are 27, 22.
Yeah, they made huge inroads in Selangor. So this would be another test.
Yes, but it's a different kind of environment right now because they are in the government. The PH and the BN are already combining.
Yeah.
Last time it was a three-cornered fight, and we are not on the same level playing field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're controlling the money and all that,
Yes.
and the machinery and the media and all.
Yeah.
We are the other side, but and also Kuala Lumpur Baru has been the PH or mainly the AP stronghold all this while.
Yeah.
But it is a good testing ground.
Yeah.
It's a good litmus test for how the non-Muslim especially. Because it's 50-50 in Kuala Lumpur Baru, how they are, whether they are still supportive of this government that have been supporting all this while, or do they want to give a strong message to the government? Hey, don't take us for granted.
Yeah. So are we looking at a PAS candidate or a Bersatu candidate or a Gerakan candidate?
Well, it's a Perikatan national candidate, and because it's a 50% constituency, so maybe we wouldn't take other people's. PAS didn't contested there, But MP Hulu Selangor is PAS. So
we don't know yet lah.
Yeah.
This is the last question before we end. I just want to ask you, the future of politics is evolving rapidly with digital era semua lah. So like, where will Pakatan Nasional, especially like PAS and Persatuan Gerakan, be in the next 10 years?
Well, of course, we would like to think of that we will be at helm there. But PAS is not a greedy party, as you can see, even in the Perikatan Nationals era, 2020 to 2022, PAS didn't fight more ministers or deputy ministers and all that, But Perikatan Nasional is a real alternative for the people.
Okay.
You see, and especially the young people, 10 years' time, they're going to be more mature and all that. And our nation is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And all this misconception, I'm hoping to you, especially the non-Malays and non-Muslims, get to know us, get to the source of the facts and figures. See, because maybe the phobia about past and all that is when you get the news from our opponents. So of course you don't have the nice issues and all that. Of course it's all black. Of course it's all weird and very frustrating and
very weird. Weird and frustrating. That's an interesting term. Okay. So like in general, will we be seeing more multiracial PAS?
We are already having this Dewan Himpunan Pendukung PAS. And even in Penang, we have candidates before it was in Johor, which was one of, during the Dato' Siti Zaila's time as Deputy Minister for Women, one of her special officers was an Indian.
Okay.
And she was a candidate in Johor.
Okay.
So it's not
something new, but not not empowered further lah.
But whether it's realistic, where we are contesting, because we got different components in the Perikatan Nasional. Of course, Perikatan is going to be a lot of the Chinese areas and all that. See? So that's going to be their focus. And Bersatu is a little bit mixed. Yeah, I know, but we're trying to help things, to smoothen things out and all that. Yeah, they had quite a big clash during 2008. Yeah. But they're picking up. Yeah. Picking up.
Okay.
But PAS is open for all.
Okay, YB, this is your final words to the people before we end.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Sinar Delhi for inviting me. And to all of you there who do not know about PAS yet, please Google the Constitution of PAS, Perlembagaan PAS. It's all there. And we want to give the assurance to everyone, whether it's Muslims or non-Muslims, that it's part and parcel of the struggle of PAS to create a harmonious nation, to be giving equity to all. And as far as we are concerned, we don't have any problem with gender. We don't have any problem with different languages, different cultures, even different religion, because PAS has got a principle which is derived from the Quran, and the Quran itself has stated that all these differences, this diversity, is created by Allah the Creator. So as far as we are concerned, we don't have any problems about that. So don't worry about those, maybe the twisted part of these controversial issues. Please get to know us more. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow Sinar Daily MY on all our social media platforms. See you guys again.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Selamat Hari Raya.